I finally got some new headphones to share with y'all. Or is it these ones? Which one's the new one? So apparently both of these are blue. Visually, you can tell a difference. The new one is very much muted, more grayish blue. And other than the USB-C port, physically nothing has changed. They're still the same beefy headphones. The dial, the removable ear cups, the amazing active noise cancellation and transparency. It's the same. They're both the same amazing headphone, my favorite headphone. But to get started with these, we're gonna do something I've never done with the older ones. Take them to the gym. Because I originally bought these with my own money, I never wanted to ruin them. But these ones got sent to me from Apple, so that ain't my money. We can finally do the ultimate gym test, whether these are tolerable. Get them connected, super easy, it pops up, you hit connect. But they're at 21% battery, which I'm a little nervous about that. So I'm gonna plug them in, put them into this 96 watt MacBook charger and see how fast the fast charging is. I've never really tested, so we'll set a timer for 5 minutes and see how much they go up. So brought them up to 26%. What is that? 5%? So if these things get 20 hours total of battery life, 20 divided by 100, you get about 0.2 hour per percent. Stay with me now, times that by 5. I got about an hour, yeah, there's the math. A quick 5-minute charge gives you about an hour of playback, they say, so let's head to the gym. First things first, I felt like an absolute dweeb wearing $800 headphones to the gym. I felt like I had a spotlight on my head. I don't know why. That's just my head. I will say though, that was one of the best audio experiences I've had at the gym. The active noise cancellation was really put to the test. I couldn't hear anything. Any movement where your head is facing down, parallel to the ground, this hamstring machine, stretching, even sitting back a little bit on the leg press, they don't stick on your head as well, so sometimes they're sliding around, they may be a bit further back, or they just go like whoop. So yeah, definitely for that reason, they're not ideal. I wouldn't run with them. They wouldn't be the most comfortable. Walking was fine, but they weren't the worst thing. I thought it was gonna be way worse. I also got sent the new USB-C to 3.5 millimeter cable, because with the latest firmware update on these headphones, you can now plug them in. A wired connection, in Apple's fancy words, ultra low latency, which confuses me because isn't every wired headphone ultra low latency because they're plugged in? They're not using Bluetooth. They're by default ultra low latency, right? Is there tech going on making them even more low latency than normal wired headphones? Or I don't know. This is where it starts to get a bit confusing. But nonetheless, I tried out this new cable, plugged it into the headphone jack of my MacBook Air, and can confirm that gaming was no problem. Just tried playing unplugged only through Bluetooth, and with a slow-paced game like Minecraft, I didn't even really notice that much of a difference. I'm sure with faster games it's gonna matter, but what matters to me is editing. So I was messing around with this edit. And through Bluetooth, there's like a 2 to 3 millisecond delay, which can be frustrating with syncing. Plugged in, nothing. These are totally usable as an editing headphone for me, which is kind of sick. With this new firmware update and the ability to plug them in wired through USB-C, it now unlocks lossless audio through Apple Music. I don't know why this little update is so confusing, but I have to get it across because it's the only reason it's worth upgrading to the new USB-C version. The old AirPods have a lightning port. If you buy the separate lightning to 3.5 millimeter audio cable, you can plug these things in and listen to them wired. But because it's lightning, they don't support lossless audio even when plugged in, something with the way it converts the signal. But then comes the new one with USB-C. I didn't know this, but apparently since they were released, you weren't able to plug them in at all. Even with the included USB-C cable, you weren't able to use them wired. Now you can, and you don't even need this aux cable. This is what was confusing me too. They sent this, and I thought this was the only way for them to be wired, but that's not the case. This is just out of convenience because 3.5, it's nice if you're on an airplane or my MacBook, but you can use the included USB-C to USB-C, plug it in and then plug the other end into your iPhone, unless you have an older iPhone that has a lightning port. Then do you get a lightning to USB-C and then plug that? I don't know. If you have a new USB-C iPhone, which I think is the 15 or newer, then you can plug this in directly or directly into your computer and they should work. I haven't tried it out. We're gonna do that right now to see if this cable works. Getting my phone on the latest iOS 18.4. Right now I got the headphones plugged in USB-C to the USB-C on the phone. In the settings app, change the Wi-Fi streaming to lossless. I'm not gonna be streaming that with my data. You can separate that. And just to confirm that the audio works wired, I'll play a song. Nice. I'll turn off Bluetooth to confirm even more. Oh, it disconnected. Okay, and it's still playing. That's good. Lossless. So for anyone who's as clueless as me in terms of this lossless versus high quality, lossless gives you studio level audio fidelity, preserves full dynamic range, gives you subtle details and higher clarity. Technically, it's gonna have more detail than the compressed version. Files are way bigger for a 3-minute song. It's about 36 megabytes compared to 6 megabytes with just the high quality standard. In terms of the day-to-day difference, we'll see. It is exciting though. So it's been a couple days, I've been using the wired connection and listening to lossless audio, and you know what? It sounds amazing. Does it sound way better than before? I don't know. I think I'm hearing more detail. I think I'm trying really hard to get in my audio file bag, but I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is if they sounded amazing before, which they did, they potentially sound better. So that's good. It could have only went up, and the floor they were on originally was already so high for me that it's just making an amazing headphone even better. But these Lightning ones, if you can find a good deal on them now, they're probably the better value. If you don't mind not having lossless or Lightning port, definitely looking forward to a bigger overhaul with an official AirPods Max 2. I don't even know what more I want from these. If they're cheaper, of course that'd be fantastic, but they're not. To me, these headphones are very much worth it. Full price? I bought the originals used, so for a good used price, yes. Full price, I'll leave that up to you to decide. I won't be needing another headphone. I will try out and compare headphones, but in terms of daily use headphones, these are it. And thanks for watching. Farewell.